Have you ever paused to wonder, warrior, why your efforts in a relationship seem to vanish into thin air, leaving behind a nagging emptiness? Despite your best intentions, your presence, and your sacrifices, something feels amiss, a disconnect that whispers, "You're not valued here." This isn't about craving validation or chasing fleeting approval. As a man grounded in Stoicism, you understand that true worth flows from within. Yet even Marcus Aurelius himself would remind us, relationships, like life, are governed by mutual respect and shared effort. They are not meant to drain us but to elevate us, and here lies the truth. When someone truly values you, it is unmistakable. It radiates in their actions, their words, and their consistency. But when a woman does not recognize your worth, her behaviors will reveal the unspoken. These signs are not accusations but lessons. Lessons to help you discern, adapt, and act in alignment with your values. Today, we uncover 4 subtle yet powerful behaviors that signal a woman who doesn't value you. This isn't a call to resentment, but an invitation to clarity, self-respect, and action. Through the lens of Stoic philosophy, we will explore how to reclaim your time, guard your energy, and cultivate relationships that honor your character. Remember, warrior, self-respect begins with what you allow in your life. Let us dive into the wisdom that frees you from the invisible chains of undervaluation. Behavior number 1. Inconsistent effort in time. Time is the one currency we all share, warrior, yet it is spent in vastly different ways. A woman who values you will invest her time in you with intention and purpose, just as Marcus Aurelius himself prioritized what mattered most, even amidst the weight of ruling an empire. Conversely, when her effort to make time for you wanes, when plans are routinely postponed, excuses stack up like neglected obligations, and her availability dwindles, it is not a matter of being busy. It is a statement of priorities. Consider this. In the chaos of life, we always find time for what we truly care about. A woman who sees your worth will create space for you, not out of obligation, but out of desire. She will value the moments that connect you, whether they are grand or ordinary. Yet if she persistently sidesteps your invitations or reduces your presence in her life to the margins, you must ask yourself, is this the rhythm of reciprocity, or are you merely an afterthought in her orchestra of priorities? The Stoics teach us that our time is precious, a resource that once spent cannot be reclaimed. To waste it on someone who views it as expendable is to dishonor yourself. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you could leave life right now, let that determine what you do and say and think. Time is not only finite, it is sacred. So what is the action for the man guided by Stoic principles? Observe, without resentment, but with clarity. Does she match your effort in making time for connection? Or does her pattern of inconsistency reveal a lack of genuine interest? Your response, warrior, must reflect your values. Withdraw your energy from those who undervalue it and redirect it toward pursuits and people that align with your purpose. Time, when given to the right relationship, nurtures growth and deepens bonds. But time wasted in unbalanced effort is a silent thief of your peace. Choose wisely. Behavior number 2, minimal acknowledgement of your contributions. Effort is the silent language of love, warrior. It speaks in gestures, actions, and sacrifices made not for recognition but for the shared good of the bond. Yet, when these efforts are met with indifference, silence, or even dismissal, it is more than a missed thank you. It is a reflection of where your value stands in her eyes. Picture a fire that burns brightly. Your consistent acts of kindness, thoughtfulness, and care. Now imagine that fire ignored, left to dim without the slightest warmth of gratitude. Cicero, the great Roman orator, declared gratitude to be not only the greatest virtue, but the parent of all others. When someone fails to acknowledge your contributions, they do more than reject a virtue. They erode the foundation of mutual respect that sustains any meaningful relationship. Ask yourself this, warrior. How often have you gone above and beyond, only to receive indifference in return? Do you find yourself giving more, hoping that the next effort will finally elicit appreciation? This is the trap of imbalance, where the scales tip so heavily against you that your worth begins to feel like a question, not a certainty. The Stoics teach us to honor our efforts as extensions of our character. Your contributions, be they large or small, are not just acts of love. They are reflections of your integrity and values. When someone overlooks them or dismisses their importance, it reveals not your inadequacy, but their inability to recognize what is precious. What then is the path forward? Look at her actions with the clarity of a Stoic. Does she value what you bring to the table? If not, it is time to redirect your efforts to pursuits and connections where appreciation flows naturally. A woman who truly values you will not only notice your gestures, but will reciprocate them, creating a harmony of shared respect. Remember, warrior, your efforts are sacred. They deserve to be met with acknowledgement and care, not taken for granted. To persist where there is no gratitude is to deny yourself the respect that Marcus Aurelius reminds us is owed to all worthy endeavors. Withdraw your fire from the ungrateful and stoke it where it will illuminate a mutual path forward. Behavior number 3. Superficial emotional engagement. A relationship without emotional depth is like a river without current. Warrior, appearing whole from a distance, yet lifeless and stagnant upon closer examination. Emotional engagement is not merely a luxury in relationships. It is the bond that ties two souls in shared purpose, understanding, and trust. But when a woman keeps her emotions locked away, offering only surface-level exchanges, you must ask yourself, is there a connection, or are you simply standing in the same room without truly seeing one another? Consider the Stoic wisdom of Epictetus, who taught that meaningful relationships are forged in mutual understanding and a willingness to share the core of who we are. Emotional investment is more than just conversation. It is the curiosity to explore another's inner world and the courage to reveal one's own. When she shies away from these depths, keeping your dialogue safe, shallow, and transactional, it is a signal, not of caution, but of disinterest. Ask yourself, warrior, when was the last time she showed genuine interest in your dreams, struggles, or fears? Does she celebrate your victories or comfort you in moments of doubt? Or does she sidestep the weightier aspects of your life, leaving you to wonder if she sees you as more than a passing acquaintance? The Stoics remind us to look at actions over words, for actions are the truest expression of intent. A woman who values you will engage with your soul, not just your surface. She will seek to understand what drives you, to stand by you in challenges, and to share her own vulnerabilities as a testament to her trust. What then should a Stoic man do when faced with emotional detachment? The answer lies in recognizing the limits of your control. You cannot force depth where there is none, nor should you diminish your emotional integrity by settling for less. Redirect your energy toward relationships that embody the shared understanding and emotional intimacy you deserve. Warrior, remember that emotional engagement is not just a facet of love, it is its lifeblood. Without it, a relationship is an illusion of connection, lacking the substance to endure. As Marcus Aurelius would urge, prioritize what aligns with your virtues, seek bonds that nurture your spirit and reflect your worth, and walk away from those that leave you adrift in shallow waters. Behavior number 4. Subtle or overt disrespect. Respect, warrior, is the cornerstone of all enduring relationships. It is the silent thread that weaves trust, admiration, and connection into a lasting bond. Without it, even the most promising partnerships crumble into dust. A woman who values you will respect your voice, your dreams, and your presence. But when her words or actions, subtle or blatant, chip away at your dignity, the alarm bells of Stoic wisdom must sound. Disrespect rarely arrives as a crashing wave. It creeps in as a whisper, a dismissive remark, a smirk at your ambitions, or a quiet belittling masked as humor. It erodes slowly, leaving you questioning your worth or doubting your intuition. Ask yourself, does she honor your efforts and dreams, or does she belittle them in moments of tension? Does she challenge your ideas with care, or does she dismiss them with disdain? Marcus Aurelius, despite his power as emperor, treated even the humblest of his people with dignity. He understood that respect is not granted based on rank or status, but on recognizing the intrinsic worth of another. If a woman you are with fails to show you this same fundamental respect, you must reflect. Is her presence a source of growth, or is it a weight that drags you from your purpose? The Stoics teach us to observe without judgment, but also to act when our values are compromised. Respect is not merely about words. It is about actions that reflect acknowledgement of your worth. A woman who values you will communicate disagreement with grace, challenge your perspectives without undermining you, and stand as an ally even in moments of conflict. What should a Stoic man do when faced with persistent disrespect? The answer is to set boundaries rooted in self-respect. Respect begins with how you allow yourself to be treated. If her actions undermine your confidence or her attitude diminishes your value, step away, not in anger, but with the clarity that such treatment does not align with the life of virtue you strive to lead. Warrior, your worth is non-negotiable. Disrespect, whether subtle or overt, is a mirror reflecting a lack of alignment with your principles. As Seneca reminds us, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Seek partnerships that uplift, challenge, and honor the man you are and the man you aspire to be. Anything less is unworthy of your time, your energy, and your presence. Warrior, as we draw the threads of wisdom together, let us pause to reflect on what you've seen and heard today. The behaviors we've explored, neglected time, unacknowledged effort, shallow emotional engagement, and disrespect, are not merely red flags. They are signposts, guiding you toward greater clarity about the relationships you choose to nurture and those you must release. You are not bound to accept less than what aligns with your values. The Stoics remind us that our power lies in our choices, how we respond, where we invest our time, and whom we allow into our sacred space. Marcus Aurelius urged us to waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. And being a good man means respecting yourself enough to walk away from dynamics that undermine your worth. Take these insights as tools, not weapons. There is no place for bitterness in a life of virtue. Instead, see these behaviors as lessons that fortify your understanding of what true reciprocity, respect, and emotional connection look like. When you encounter these signs, let them serve as reminders. Your time, energy, and heart are not for the indifferent or the dismissive. They are for those who see and honor your value. Now the question turns to you, warrior. Will you continue to settle for less, or will you rise to meet the higher standard that Stoic philosophy calls you toward? Remember, your worth comes not from their acknowledgement, but from the integrity of your actions and the strength of your principles. As you go forward, let these truths guide you. Share your reflections, stand firm in your values, and embrace the clarity that Stoicism offers. This is your path. Walk it with dignity, with purpose, and with the unshakable knowledge that you deserve nothing less than the respect and value that match your worth. The journey is yours to choose. Choose wisely.